Hello guys and welcome back to Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, if you don't remember, we started our investigation and Byakuya just kept dragging us everywhere. In this episode, Byakuya is going to continue to drag us everywhere, including the library. The library? Come on, let's go in. Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library? Don't make me say it again. If I remember, on the other side of this door, it's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here? It will all make sense once you're inside. Finally get to see this room after not getting to go in here during the investigation of the second floor. I forget exactly why. I think Byakuya was just being a jerk, and whenever we tried to investigate, he was just like, don't go in there. Maybe we could have gone in there during free time, but I don't know. Whoa, there's so many books and files. So much dust, too. I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. I remember this room being really weird with where you have to investigate. Like, I remember investigating every single thing, and still, for some reason, it wouldn't pop up. Thick files. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person would never want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All of those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. And those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh? I've recently been replaying the first Ace Attorney game on my own time, and just yesterday I got to the part where in case 4, where you have to go back through the police's records of cases and look through files and stuff like that. So playing this and doing pretty much the same thing at the exact same time is kind of funny. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like there's something inside. Wonder what it was. There's an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? And we got a lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before. I mean, I think it's the same type. I thought we just saw the lamp just a couple seconds ago in the library. Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Hey, we got a mono coin. The shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. You have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh? And that's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I returned the file to the shelf. So many files stuffed onto the shelf. What's in all these things? Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in this library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right? That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but, I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps, the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. It's no use! I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual? Normal? Ordinary? Simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I've reviewed them multiple times, so there's no doubt. Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible? I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council, and I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf. And this is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise. The best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim? And that's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple. The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack. And that right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself amongst the rest of us. And then, Genocide Jack really is? Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us? Nobody make a joke, again, I swear to God. Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become a part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file? Could you let me see it? Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I'd reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kano Issei, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30, Komatsuna Taro, Takefumi Gono, Uchida Naohisa, Takeishi Masumune, Yuto Yumejima. There's no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now, take a look at the next page, and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page Man, they must have really liked this animation of Makoto looking at the case file, because they use it twice in the span of like 2 minutes. An interesting thing about this CG here is that this CG is shown off in the opening cutscene for the game, but for just like a split second, you can see that for like 1 frame, they forgot to translate it properly, so it says murder cases of genocide or show instead. So I think that's a bit of a fun bit of trivia there. Profiling results? All the crimes took place either on weekdays, at night, or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder. And the key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. Split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? Well, I'm a part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up until now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Yeah, I mean, getting kidnapped in a seemingly abandoned school and being forced into a killing game by a robot bear, I don't know if that's more unbelievable than just like a serial killer. Honestly, that feels kind of tame compared to what he's going through. Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We've finished our business here, haven't we? Ah, wait! Byakuya! As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that? Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehension. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Well, based on how you were dragging me literally everywhere, yeah, I kinda got the feeling. Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Well, goodbye. Gosh, he's such an asshole. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack. He's the one that killed Chihiro. And the murderous fiend. He's one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go to investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check out the boys' locker room too. The others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. So yeah, now we can actually walk around and just have a much more free investigation. I wonder if we could actually go to the school store and cash in these mono coins during the investigation. Because this feels like absolutely not the time to do that. We can go inside the school store. Can we just like... Okay, Makoto just like, during a murder investigation was like, oh cool, mono coins, I wonder what I'll get at the mono machine. I love how this is immediately after the conversation where Byakuya was like, do something useful and progress the investigation forward on your own, and we immediately go to insert our mono coins here. I think it's hilarious that you can do that. I absolutely would have thought that he would just be like, no, I can't go in here during the investigation, I'll have to come back later, or something like that. What's up, Taka? Maybe we should have confessed our embarrassing secrets after all. Damn it, I'm sorry, Chihiro. It's all because I wasn't strong enough. That's actually an interesting phrase there that he said at the end, because Chihiro's entire thing was about how she wanted to get stronger and that she felt like she wasn't strong enough up until the end, so... And heck, that's why she went to the gym, seemingly. Oh, hey Makoto, what's up? I haven't been up to anything myself, that's for sure. Definitely haven't looked inside the mailbox. So hey, at least Hiro knows about the whole handbook thing now. Okay, so we got a lot of important stuff going on over here. We also have this over in the warehouse and something going on in the... There's always something with Hina in the dining hall. I swear, she goes to start eating as soon as an investigation starts. In fact, she was supposed to be guarding Toko at the moment, so she just decided to go have a meal. I'll save going back to the crime scene for last, so let's check out the stuff with Celeste and Hina. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case? I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something? Very well, I will tell you and only you. Last night I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really? This was right before nighttime. Chihiro was hanging around the warehouse a lot before she died, interestingly enough. I think there were a couple of times where we talked to her during the daily life section and she was hanging out just by the warehouse.
あら、こんな時間にこんな場所で何をなさっているのですか？ちょっとトレーニングでも始めるおつもりですか？なんでわかったの？スポーツバッグからはみ出していますわよ。青いジャージの袖が。本当だ。ありがとう。じゃあ急いでるから行くね。
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone. I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this would ever have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there's no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Also, Celeste, that last comment was not necessary. It does suck that Chihiro dies so early on, because she is one of my favorite characters in the whole franchise, like I said. I mean, she's such a big favorite of mine that I did her entire set of FTEs. Also, funnily enough, the first 2 sets of FTEs that I decided to complete for this Let's Play were the 2 first victims. I swear that's not a pattern I'm setting up. I'm not going to keep doing the victims of each case, because then you'd probably just immediately catch on to who was going to die next, and that would become kind of spoilery. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out and she keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her there? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry. Oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course. Of course? There's 2 things I'm sure God created, outer space and donuts. Really? I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with? Yeah, she was a little bit strange, didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused. Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh, wait, maybe. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Yeah, I just said you can't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, but I completed her FTEs and she still seemed like the same person all throughout. Alright, we've investigated everywhere, so now we have the hallway, the boys' locker room, the girls' locker room, and I think that'll be it for the investigation. At least I think. I'm trying to remember if there's anything after this. Ding ding ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit. Another stat increases for me. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet, but I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Do I have to click on anything else in this room, or can I just go to the... Okay, I can go to the locker room. There's probably something else in there that I need to investigate, but I'll go here for now. Anyways, here's something interesting. That interesting poster from earlier seems to have vanished. Huh. This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Down here we have a stain on the carpet. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? So something weird happened not just in the girls' locker room, but the boys' locker room as well. Because why would they have to change out the poster, and where the hell did this weird stain come from? Speaking of which, let's head over into the girls' locker room, because we didn't really get too much of a chance to investigate over here previously, because Byakuya just kind of rushed us out of the room as soon as he could. Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul. To target such a helpless being, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. So again, we have this interesting poster up here. The blood-stained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. Girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. It's a very important detail that Makoto needs to bring up every time. Could the posters have been switched? What if they were? Why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk with someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. I don't know, maybe one of the ladies in here was just really into big-breasted swimsuit models. Spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura? I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched? Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see. But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. Reminds me of another white-haired athlete from another game I like. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some of it on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now. Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with. So can I actually talk to her about the stain that we saw in the boys' locker room? No, not at the moment. So that seems to be where that stain in the boys' locker room carpet came from. So both the posters and the carpets were switched. Continuing on, let's try talking to everyone else here. Hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on the investigation? Generally speaking, but I have to get going. I have something else unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it? Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts. And that's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. Guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? It's definitely worth worrying about. So I guess we just need to investigate the body one more time. Kyoko said I should examine this body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope is used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. This rope has a plug. Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does all this mean? Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. Well, those all seem to be in the same exact place, so thankfully we don't have to actually travel too far. Just need to go to the... I can't fast travel at the moment. Maybe there's something where, like, once I leave this room, there's some additional dialogue. Nothing with Hifumi. I don't know, maybe they just really want to make you walk over there. Like I said, it's not too much of a walk, so... Alright, here's the thing with the cord. Huh? The lamp won't turn on. Ah, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. The last time I saw it, it was definitely on. It was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if Makoto's kinda catching on there. Seems like the extension cord was used to suspend the body. And then Makoto said he also wanted to check the files one more time. Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that, I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Begin the class trial, or... It's about to begin. The red door is right through here. Once again, we've lost another friend, and once again, we're getting ready to lose another as we have to solve this murder and get somebody else executed. Ahem! So is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone? Oh. Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember? Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like you said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible. I think I've said it before, but I love that voice line that Toko does sometimes. Whoa! So now everyone's here, right? Okay, then. Hustle onto the elevator and let's get the show on the road. I'll see you guys down there. So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. What do you have to say? I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. He's been kind of an antagonist throughout this entire chapter, and some weird stuff seems to be pointing to him, so let's see how that pans out in the class trial. I guess I wasn't much help at all on this one. There's something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. A lot of people are acting weird in this chapter. Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro? In the, chaos of Chihiro's death, I almost completely forgot about the arc that Taka and Mondo had. Shall we begin? I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. You ready? Are we doing this? Yep. Talk to everyone, so all we have left is to head to the class trial. You have no choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground, and as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good. You're ready to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay then, let's get the show on the road. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial.
Danganronpa.